No, you are not imagining things. No, YouTube is not playing tricks on you. We are back.
I am the Mousecaholic.
And I am Mr. Mousecaholic. Episode 4 is finally out. It's been a year hiatus, almost to the day, well, at least to the month. We released episode 3 last year at this month, around this time.
Life just kind of got a hold of us there.
It did. But we are back with a good episode, lots of good stuff here. As we said, we're back at it. We're hopefully going to be getting more episodes to you. If we get busy, we'll probably go on another hiatus again, but hopefully not. So we're going to do our segment here of a recap.
I thinking back about a year ago when we released episode 3, we were talking about how excited we were because, oh my God, Pandora was coming to Animal Kingdom.
Pandora.
So those of you who are Disney fans, you know it's been a while because Pandora's been open for at least 8-9 months now.
8-9 months now. It opened May 21st of 2017 was the official launch date.
And we had the opportunity to go this summer and experience Pandora for ourselves. We went in June or July, or late June, early July last year. And oh my gosh, I cannot say enough good things about Pandora at Animal Kingdom.
It was typical of any Walt Disney World creation, as we said in our episode 3. They're going to. We knew that they were going to be going over the top and just making it absolutely perfect. The floating islands were quite a feat of creativity genius, honestly. It's indescribable how they were able to just make it look like they were actually floating when in reality they were structures.
And I think for me, I had only seen Avatar once, and I saw it. I think we watched it about 2 months before we went on our trip, just because I had never seen it and I had no idea what these blue people were.
The Na'vi.
The Na'vi people. And honestly, I think you can truly enjoy Pandora even if you have no experience with the movie Avatar. If you've never seen it, have no idea what it's about, it's not... I don't know that it's integral. I mean, it's obviously, we're talking Pandora, but I don't think it's necessary. It's not integral to... There's
no continuing storyline with the world of Avatar, Pandora Land, because it's just that. It's a land just like any other land in Animal Kingdom, like, land of Asia, Africa... Dinosaur Land.
It just happens to be fictional now.
Yeah, and it's based off of a movie. But the one big thing, what we did for Pandora was we went really early. I think Animal Kingdom had extra magic hours that day.
No,
they did not.
They did not have magic.
But
they opened at 9, but we were there by like 7:15 in the morning.
Yeah, the sun was just peaking. It was nice and cool out. And that's Florida because it's nice and cool, but a little humid. And so we waited in line about maybe 30 minutes outside the gates and then went into the ticket area. And then maybe another 20 minutes there. The ticket area people let us in. And then everybody went straight for Pandora. Basically, everybody just curved around to the left as you entered the park and you saw the Tree of Life. And as always, Disney had people corrallers. They made sure that nobody was running. Everybody was doing a fast-paced walk, of course. We were probably, when we got to the entrance of Pandora Land, we were probably 4 or 5 people back as far as like the group as a whole.
And realistically, we probably waited there almost another half hour in that entrance to Pandora. But the cool thing is they opened, like they allowed us to start walking towards the rides about 10 minutes before park opening. I think about 8:50 they allowed us to start walking, and we were able to get right in line for Flight of Passage.
Yeah, it was interesting. There were directional people that says, over here for the Na'vi River ride. Nobody was going for that. And also, one tip, when you're doing rope drop, they will watch you. There were people that actually tried to cut people, and they caught them. They were very vigilant. They caught them, and you know what happened? They moved them to the back of the line. I'm like, I wouldn't want to be you.
Well, and by the time we got off Flight of Passage, the wait was already up to 60 or 70 minutes.
It was stretching all the way down to the Lion King
by the time
activity area.
later in the day, I think it was almost a 3.5 hour, 4 hour line, which the lines have come down a little bit.
Yeah.
I think I checked today, it was like 165 minutes. So, I mean, still very long lines. Get a fast pass if you can. And if you don't have a fast pass, definitely plan on rope dropping Flight of Passage.
And Flight of Passage, we walked on there. We did not have a fast pass, like she said. Completely different and amazing experience. I think they won awards for the 4D experience. They actually won an award of some kind.
And the only way I can think to describe it without giving anything away, I compared it to Soarin' at Epcot meets Star Tours from Hollywood Studios, because you've got that movement component in, as well as some of the special surprises, we'll call them, from Soarin'. I don't want to give anything away, but it's definitely worth a wait. If you have to wait for it, definitely try to get a fast pass for that, and try to eat while you're in Pandora too, because the food offerings are very unique. We checked out the Satuli Canteen while we were there.
Yeah, it's already gone.
No,
offerings.
The breakfast.
The breakfast.
They no longer have breakfast.
Yeah.
We got these steamed buns that had eggs and bacon and these little steamed pocket buns. But now they still have those for lunch with cheeseburger inside of them too.
Yeah.
And they have unique vegetables that go along with them. It was very, very good meal, and I would highly recommend it, as well as stopping at Pangu Pangu and checking out their margarita selections. And I think they have a craft beer that's specialized, and it's supposed to be the only place you can find it is in Pandora.
It's very, very good. It's a specially made beer, and the whole land as complete finally is just daytime is very just you look around and you're immersed in the land. Nighttime, whole different story.
Incredible.
It was everything is fluorescently painted or lit in a certain way to give it that Pandora feel, because everything on Pandora is luminescent at night. And
even there's footprints that are like bioluminescent footprints that you only see at nighttime. It was very, very cool. If you go in the morning, make sure you stay until dark to see it lit up at night too. It's definitely worth it.
And if you're a photographer like us, nighttime photographs are prime placement there. Everybody's taking photographs. If you are one of the ones that has slow shutter abilities, take advantage of it. Take your time there. It's a lovely, lovely place. But being at Pandora when it was all finished was kind of like a dream come true, because they were always talking about it. Oh, gosh.
It was almost as exciting as when New Fantasyland opened. I mean, how many years did we watch New Fantasyland under construction, and then to see it completed? Yeah. Same with Pandora. We had been watching this be built for years. And I think it's going to be just as exciting when Star Wars Land and Toy Story Land open.
And we have some fun stuff coming up about that. Next are some news and updates. Our next section here, a fun section where there seems to always be news coming out of Disney, whether it's something small or unfortunate lawsuit from some people. There's always some sort of news coming out of Disney. But the ones that we're going to touch on today are the Gondola System update. We were down there, as we said, back in July of 2017. We have started to see major construction going on. And since then, they have started putting in the towers for the pulley system that it will either be the stopping towers or just the towers in general. Kind of like the monorail system, where they're the pylons every so feet. But these tower systems are going in. The gondola system is making headway.
And I know that's one thing I'm very, very excited to see go into place.
Yeah, the routes are going to be Disney's Art of Animation Resort and Disney's Pop Century. There's going to be a stop there. Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. There's going to be a stop there. So naturally for us, we're now going to be staying at Art of Animation, Pop Century, or Caribbean Beach, because those are the two main stops.
We've stayed at two of those three resorts already. We really love Caribbean Beach. Even last time, even though it was still under construction, which it still is under construction, it's a great resort. It's very spread out, but it's a great resort.
But they laid it out in such a way that you can get to anywhere very quickly. And the final resort is Disney's Riviera. And then from there, the gondola system will go to Hollywood Studios or Epcot. So like the monorail system goes to Epcot and Magic Kingdom, this one is going to give you to Hollywood Studios and Epcot, and then it's going to be a great way to get from Epcot to Animal Kingdom or to Magic Kingdom. You take the monorail. It's just another way of closing in the loop.
Well, now the only thing you can't get to by a unique way of transportation is Animal Kingdom.
And I think that might just stay that way because of its current location. It's
shrouded
it is in
a little farther away than the
and
other
also
parks.
all the animals and everything is shrouded in a lot of forestry. And I think they specifically, that's another topic, they specifically did that just to keep it as secluded as possible. But yeah, the gondola system, checking here to see if we have a release date. Probably we're thinking sometime in 2019 or 20. With the way
things are going, I would see it opening. I think what I heard rumor-wise is that it should be completed by that summer season in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, probably getting it under release like in the spring break time so that they can have that ready for that peak summer season.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to do a lot of testing because this is a new system that they're going to do. It's mass transit, and we were also discussing this morning, how are you going to get to these stops? Is there going to be a bus system? Is there going to be parking here?
I think that it's just going to be you have to walk from those resorts to the station.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it being you can just pull up and park there.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to drive, why would you not just go and park at the park then? So
right now,
I think it's just going to go from the resorts, but that's my
yeah, and it could still be up in the air because those resorts, they're pretty close together. But then you've got to make way for all the traffic patterns and things like that. We saw one of the construction areas on the corner of a major intersection. It was just a little bit down the road from one of the exits of Caribbean Beach. So, we never know. I mean, they're very secretive about this, so we'll see what happens. Next up, we have Toy Story Land opening.
It is opening June 30th, which is a special day for us.
Yeah.
But it will be opening June 30th. They have predictions that there's probably going to be some soft openings before that.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's going to be pass holder special access before it's open to the public. There's going to be press passes so people can experience it. But the opening date for the general public is June 30th, which we will be in Jamaica. And I'm trying to convince, you guys should help me here, Mr. Mouseaholic. I think we should stop on our way home from Jamaica in Orlando and stay a day and then fly home. But I can't.
Well,
we have to work. I have to keep working on this.
Yeah, we'll have to see about my day time schedule here. We'll see. Lots of stuff coming out of there. There's been videos released. We may be able to post one up here of the I almost called him Snoop Dogg. It's not Snoop Dogg. Slinky, the Slinky coaster in action. They're doing a lot of tests right now.
Maybe if not can we at least get a photo right here?
I think so. We can probably do a photo. We can insert video and stuff like that. I'm pretty technical. But Slinky is being tested night and day, and it's being developed. There's only one car right now. Or one train, and there's two more trains that are slated to come to Orlando. They're being made by this German company, so they're being constructed over there right now. They're probably on their way or close to being on their way to Orlando. Also, maybe get some aerial footage of Toy Story Land's progress. They're making great headway in a lot of the areas, expanding out Toy Story Mania, which already went under a restoration or an added track about a year or two ago.
Which has made the lines go a little quicker, but right now they have to, every once in a while, they're changing the entrance from its current location to now be, you can access it from the other side to be from Toy Story Land. So they're completely changing the entrance, which means they have some adjustments that they have to do.
Yeah, and that always happens with new lands and everything. Right next to that is Star Wars Land. Now that is slated for later, possibly in the next year or so, 2019 or 2020. But a lot of good progress there. We won't go into a lot of detail on that because there's not a lot of stuff coming out. They are making some construction progress, but they're not as much as Toy Story. They are full scale on constructing Toy Story Land.
Well, in Toy Story Land, it's not just the Slinky Dog coaster. There's also you're battling the Claw. The Claw is our master.
I have been chosen.
The Claw and the Alien Swirling Saucers attraction. I have a feeling that's probably going to be somewhat similar to Mater's Jamboree, the Junkyard Jamboree
I think I remember seeing something, the correlation between that ride and I when they changed it over in Disneyland from Tower. I think it was we never rode that ride.
No, we haven't done.
Oh, we got a visitor. Star Wars Land, Toy Story Land openings. Toy Story Land's coming this year, June 30th.
Also getting a new quick service restaurant at in Toy Story Land. It's going to be called Woody's Lunchbox.
Woody's Lunchbox.
I think it's like a burger kind of joint.
Yeah. A lot of fun quick service stuff.
I was kind of hoping Pizza Planet would come back. But now that it's been replaced with Pizza Rizzo, and that's not that far from that area, I guess it doesn't make sense to have two pizza places so close together. But I thought it would be great if they moved that Toy Story themed Pizza Planet over. But I don't see that happening in the near future.
Yeah. And it took away the Main Street USA area.
Streets of USA
that made it was a very...
Excuse me, Streets of America.
Streets of America. It was just a quiet facade of what it looked like downtown New York. And it was very light trafficked. It was just a place to walk through, and that's all it was. But moving next to a very quick one, Caribbean Beach construction. We were there this past year. Lots of construction. And if you're going in the near future, if they're still constructing, and I don't know if they're still doing this, they're not. Then don't even mention it. So, but Caribbean Beach is still under construction. They have a great update coming.
Yeah, they're going to have a brand new sit down table service option as far as dining. Let's see if I can find anything on the...
Yeah, when we were there, the construction was actually very well contained. You could obviously see them working on it. And even when we went to around the pool area, it was very quiet. They weren't doing a lot of noise. So they're moving along smoothly and efficiently.
It's still showing that the center town area is closed, but they do. It has the Old Port Royal food court, shutters at Old Port Royal, Banana Cabana pool bar, and the Calypso Trading Post. Those are all still closed, and they've been closed since May 2017.
Wow!
But during this time, they have a new dining location. I think it was almost like a pop-up, like a semi-permanent tent that's kind of set up, and it's heated and air conditioned and everything. But they had a all-you-can-eat buffet that was part of the dining plan, and you could I want to say you can use a quick service dining credit for an all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet, and it's like, where else are you going to find that? Obviously, it's not character or in a fancy building, but they do have that. They have food trucks set up. They have a food truck set up as their pool bar close to the pool. So even though those things are technically closed, they have made accommodations so that people have access to those things. And even a merchandise food truck kind of setup where you could buy sunscreen or essentials that you may have left at home. You can still purchase those things.
Yeah, and even around our clump of rooms, they retrofitted an actual room to give you just the bare essentials, some toiletries, some snacks, nothing too fancy, but it was nice. You could get drinks.
Oh, you know what else I loved? They had a Coke freestyle because the food court was shut and you couldn't use the refillable mugs. They had a Coke freestyle machine.
They installed that in one of their vending areas where you could get ice.
I wish they had that everywhere.
I know.
God, I love me some Coke freestyle.
It was a nice little visit. Be anxious to see how the update goes because that's a very popular resort.
All right, now that we're done talking about Caribbean Beach and the way that they're doing those updates, let's segue into talking, just like we have in our past episodes. We took a park and we talked about our favorite rides. We've covered Magic Kingdom. We've covered Epcot. Today we're talking Hollywood Studios. So, Mr. Mouseholic, what would you say is your favorite ride at Disney's Hollywood Studios as of right now?
As of right now, Hollywood Studios is a bit of a... smaller park in terms of offering rides. until the
yeah,
new
a lot
stuff.
more shows and attractions versus the
Lot
actual rides.
shopping, food. It's meant to be about like a movie studio. So there's not really a whole ton of rides, but there's a lot of good fun ones. My favorite is going to be Star Tours. It's the Star Wars 4D ride. We'll have a little picture there of something. And I mean, I could choose between many rides at Hollywood Studios, but this one is my favorite for several reasons. One, the queue line. As with any Disney line, and I equate this kind of to the Pandora queue line.
Oh golly, that was amazing.
The immersive quality of everything that is in this Star Tours. When you first go in, you're like it's like a big airport space launch bay kind of thing. There's like these flight times, and it's all interactive. You're distracted by all this stuff because the lines can get very long. We're talking 90, 120 minutes if you don't have a fast pass, which we usually do. But C-3PO and R2-D2 are greeting you right as you come in, but they're working on something. They're working on a ship, and they go through a series of things. It's a lot of fun. It's very comical, as C-3PO and R2-D2 are. And then you get corralled into another area where it's like baggage check.
Yeah, and some of the droids there's other droids.
It's amazing. These droids, like there's some that are moving around below you. There's one that's actually doing his job and kind of commenting on stuff. And it's just very it's like the original Star Wars. It's decorated as such, with the old droids and everything, and if you've ever been to like a 4D type ride, this one it can be different each time.
And I think that's what I love about Star Tours, is that it is different each time you ride it, and that now that the new Star Wars movies are coming out, they're continually updating it to correlate with what's going on in the new movie.
Yeah, and usually we get the Naboo ride. It's like I'm getting a little bored with that one. One time I think we got the Forest of Endor, which was pretty cool with the speed bikes and everything. But I'm looking forward to getting a Rogue One scenario, or a Force Awakens or Last Jedi.
I think Kylo Ren stopped our speeder
Instead
of Darth Vader.
Has it?
I'm pretty sure we got Kylo Ren. We got something to do with Kylo Ren last time.
All right.
So.
I think I remember. Yeah, because I was like, oh my gosh, because Force Awakens had been out for a while. But again, it's also the music. It's of course the amazing John Williams integrated with these movies. And then you exit out conveniently into a gift store, where you can build your own lightsaber. And I should have brought it to our episode about it, but I got my very own Kylo Ren lightsaber. Yes, it's the dark side and all that.
We'll post. I have a picture of you with your lightsaber. I think holding. So maybe we'll post that right here. I can find it. If not, I was
nerding out.
Nothing.
Yeah. But yeah, that is my favorite ride at Hollywood Studios.
Okay, so my favorite ride at Hollywood Studios. There's a lot that I love there. I really love Tower of Terror. I love Rock and Roller Coaster because I really like the music of Aerosmith. But if I had to pick one thing at Hollywood Studios, I'm going to have to go with Toy Story Midway Mania. Now, I still remember the first time we went there, how amazed I was. First of all, I was amazed with the technology of the talking Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, that kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah, especially when he's like, hey, you with the
chopped off hat.
Yeah,
he's very specific.
He is. So you know that there's somebody kind of watching you through a camera, which is kind of creepy, but kind of awesome at the same time. And I love the decor while you're waiting there too. Now, generally, we are kind of fast-tracked now because we've learned that that's a popular one. You need a fast pass for that one. And it's a Tier 1 fast pass, so we generally use that one as our fast pass for that. But you're made to feel like you're the size of a toy in Andy's room. Like, there's larger-than-life games and puzzles and...
You got an Etch-a-Sketch just sitting there. It's like the size of you.
And sometimes, the Etch-a-Sketch does, trivia questions, too.
I think either trivia questions or it draws caricatures.
Yeah.
It's very,
it was very cool. And I really just love the way that it feels in the queue. And then I remember when I was amazed with the 3D and the ride experience. And it's just, I love that it's not just a ride, it's a game as well. And I remember being so excited when we came home, probably 3 or 4 months after we had rode that for the first time. They came out with the Toy Story Midway Mania game for
Nintendo
our
Wii,
the
yeah.
Nintendo Wii, which we've since sold. But I was, oh my God, I was so excited. I was like, we have to have
It's a
this
game from the ride.
And it made me so excited because a lot of the games that you do play on the ride were incorporated into that Wii game. And if I had to pick one at Hollywood Studios, it has to be Toy Story.
Yeah, because I mean, you hear you hear the music through the queue. It's very recognizable. You are a toy throughout the entire thing.
And I think it's great that now that's there, that was the one thing that they had. They've built an entire land based off of the location of that ride in particular.
We were hoping it was going to be called Pixar Land. It was going to incorporate more. We're thinking that there's a Monsters Inc. There's rumored that there's going to be a Monsters Inc. ride near
way
this
down,
land.
way down the line.
Way down the line, but it's rumored that they're probably going to be putting something like that in there. And so when they came up with Toy Story Land, I was like,
especially because before it said Pixar Place.
Exactly.
So I was like, yeah, that'd be awesome if they made it Pixar Land. But they were more specific, kind of like they have Cars Land specifically in California Adventure. Yep. They went with Toy Story Land here, and I'm okay with that. I think it's going to be awesome. You're still going to be made to feel like you're the size of a toy, and I think it's going to be a great addition to go along with that existing Toy Story Mania.
Cool. Well, that was a little special one of our favorite rides, a little double header kind of thing. So our next segment here is our trip tips.
Okay, and
I got it right this time.
Yeah, it's a trip tip.
Trip tip.
I have a friend, Rita, and she messaged me on Facebook the other day, right on my wall. She asked me, she said, Ashley, I'm going for one day, and I know her, so taking the kids. So it's her husband, and they have 3 little ones. And I don't know their ages exactly, but I know her little ones they're pretty little. I don't think she has anybody over the age of 5 or 6 on her 3 littles.
Which, by the way, any viewer, if you would like to submit a question on anything Disney related, post them in the comments down there. We'd love to hear from you because we'd love to answer your questions and give you a trip tip on how to make your Disney experience more magical. But what do we have?
But Rita asked me, she's like, what suggestions, what tips do you have for going with 3 little ones? And this is one that's a little out of my depth because Mr. Mouseholic and I are childless by choice. So we ourselves have never traveled with children. So my first suggestion, when I responded, was number 1, you're allowed to bring your own snacks into the park. So take advantage of that. You know what your kids like as far as snacks. You don't know when they might want a snack. So if they're in line and wanting a snack, you don't have to, like, oh my gosh, you're going to have to wait. I would recommend at least packing a couple of your kids' favorite snacks. Since you're allowed to bring those into the park, take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Tip number 2, just for me, I'm not a parent, and my tip is coffee. Oh my gosh,
parents,
grab some coffee.
These parks, if you have not done a park in an entire day, you're doing basically close to a half marathon. Or
at least
close to it.
I would say at least 6 or 7 miles a day.
You're doing miles. You're not doing hundreds of feet. You're doing miles
here.
At
least a good 10K in there.
Yeah.
And tip number 3 that I had was to take advantage of your fast passes. You get 3 fast passes per day. Even if you're not staying on park property, you get those 3 fast passes. So pick your 3 fast passes and maybe pick, depending on if it's a really busy time when you're going or not, pick 2 or 3 other things, whether they're a ride or attraction or show. Pick 3 other things and prioritize those.
Yeah.
So that, and kind of talk to your kids and find out, what do you absolutely want to see? So if you prioritize those things and make sure that those things happen, then anything that happens after that is just kind of a bonus. But I had another friend, my friend Katie, who has gone with kids. She commented on this post as well, and her trip tip to share with Rita was, hey, a lot of times with the strollers, they move them after you park them. Yeah. And sometimes you can spend 20 minutes or so looking for your stroller. So she said, like, make it neon or something. So going along with what Katie said, do something special to your stroller that's going to make it easy to recognize. And I would say tie a balloon to it. But how many balloons have we seen people
Yeah.
tied to strollers? So
Get creative with your stuff. Like
yeah.
tie down a certain sweatshirt or get like those pom pom strands or
Yeah.
those they sell these glow stick things. You can stick them in the stroller or something that makes
Or
it
tie
unique.
a flower, or just
Yeah.
do something different to your stroller to make it easily spottable and recognizable. So if they do move your stroller to accommodate more strollers coming in, that you can find yours more easily.
Yeah. And I think one other thing about that is the stroller parking. They do set aside stroller parking for you. I would also suggest, to kind of help keep with the traffic, is don't put it at the front of the stroller parking area. Go into the back area where nobody is. Park it there, because most likely they're not going to need to move it. But there's many things you can do there. Bright color things. Having a very unique stroller, because sometimes people have this one very unique stroller that nobody else has. But if you're renting strollers from Disney, they're all cookie cutter. They're the exact same tan color.
If you're planning on renting a stroller, definitely bring something to dress it up to make it look more unique. And the other thing I would say with that too, if you have a 5 or 6 year old, don't be ashamed renting a stroller from them. That's an age where they get tired quickly. They're still growing, and you're not going to want to carry your 6-year-old around. It's going to be much easier to just rent a stroller or bring a stroller with you.
We see a lot of people that normally on a normal passing day, you wouldn't see a 5 or 6-year-old in a stroller, but in this environment where it's miles, once they start getting tired, they start getting crabby and whiny. And
there's nothing wrong with that. They're kids.
Yeah, it happens. It's hot. I'm crabby and whiny when I get hot and tired. It's just I'm a little bit less vocal about it.
I'm not sure about that.
Well, not in a very high-pitched way. But anyways, beside the point. Great question from Rita. Thank you, Rita, for that question. Again,
and thanks for Katie, too, chiming in. If anyone has questions, feel free to comment below, or you can send me a question or message on the Confessions of a Mouseaholic Facebook page or the Ashley at Charming Travels Facebook page.
Yeah. And this has been a great episode 4. Finally getting back into it. Went through some fun stuff. I think we'll have some more
stuff, too, after we get back from our trip over spring break.
We're going to be doing a 4-day hike where we're doing park hopper every single day. So we're at a different park. One in the morning, one at night, and we're flip-flopping that the next day. So we're going to be doing a few new restaurants. We're going to be doing
Flower and Garden Festival.
Flower and Garden Festival is going on right now.
Very excited
time
about
to go. A lot of great different foods out in Epcot, and this is only in Epcot. But we're doing some Wilderness Lodge.
No, Tusker. We're going to Tusker House at Animal Kingdom.
At Animal Kingdom, new place for us. Never been there.
And some of our old favorites like Ohana and
can't go wrong
50s
with
Prime
Ohana.
Time.
Yeah. So it could be a fun trip. And this episode is brought to you by Charming Travels, the official sponsor for Confessions of a Mouseaholic. Charming Travels, a boutique travel company specializing in Disney planning. And guess how much it costs?
It costs $0 to book your trip with us.
Nothing. We have wonderful agents that they work with you. They plan everything out. They plan your fast passes. They book your hotel rooms. They make sure that you have this put down.
Dining reservations.
Yeah.
They stay in touch. They can be as hands-on or as hands-off as you want them to be. I know I've had clients that have wanted me to plan everything from the time they arrive to the time that they get back, and I love doing that. I have nothing. I love doing that. And I've also had Planned Parenthood clients who have had me plan just the booking, and then they wanted to handle the fast passes and dining on their own. And that's awesome too. If they feel comfortable doing that, they're more than welcome to ask me questions, but sometimes they want to do that all on their own end.
And if you ask yourself, why do I need a travel agent or something? Well, planning a trip is extremely hectic. There are many facets to undertake.
Especially at Disney.
Oh, yeah.
Which is constantly changing.
This is a completely immersive booking experience. 2 months before your trip, you have the ability to book your fast passes. So you're talking about 4 parks amongst the many days that you're going. That can be a big headache. I know it would be a big headache for me. That's why she does it. But with a travel agent, it takes the pressure out of doing that, navigating the website, because the website is very big. For My Disney Experience, which My Disney Experience, a great app on your phone. While you're in the parks, you'll be able to pick up wait times of the rides.
And there's even certain restaurants throughout the park where you can order your food in advance. You can pay with a credit card, or if you're on the Disney dining plan, you can apply your Disney dining plan and order your food in advance and just go pick it up at a window.
There
I know
you go.
the Satuli Canteen at Animal Kingdom is one of them. I think Cosmic Rays at Magic Kingdom
And I
does
think
that
also
now.
that pertains to purchasing certain items from stores. Like if you see a shirt that you want.
You can scan the barcode and see what other stores. That's
Yeah.
a different app.
That's a different app.
That's a different app, but
it's Disney related. So, yes, Charming Travels LLC, great travel agency to work with. If you would like to check them out, it's
You can go to charmingtravelslllc.com, or if you want to check me specifically out, Ashley at Charming Travels. I'm on Facebook, and you can email me at ashley@charmingtravelsllc.com.
all right. Well, that's going to do us here for Confessions of a Mousecaholic. I am Mr. Mousecaholic.
And I'm the Mousecaholic.
We'll see you guys later.